Hello, Reckoning7 and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where it's very exciting to be kicking off Season 2 of our Shipyard Champions competition, which has been organised by Brosilly. And this season, so we've got myself, Brosilly, Brother Monroe and Panzergraph, who obviously were involved in Season 1, but we've been joined by a little bit of fresh blood. So entering the competition this season will be Moisty Gaming, Pon Iron Wolf, Lodvik Napoleon, and Lost Galaxy Gamer. So a whole bunch of other YouTubers for us to have a little bit of funsies with. And unlike last season, we're going to kind of progress with a bit of a league table this time, so we're able to flash that up week to week and show how we're all performing against each other. So it should be a good bit of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so what is the first challenge of the season? Well, it's fairly straightforward. We have been tasked with designing a 1925 Battlecruiser, and we need to take on a 1935 Battleship. So, a little bit of a challenge there. And the differentiator is the fastest person to defeat the enemy comes home with the points. Obviously, you have to sink it and you have to survive. Kind of must wins there. And then whoever does it in the quickest time, they're the ones that get to take home the gold. Awesome. So, first important questions are, what nation are we going to be playing with for designing our battleship? And I've decided, rather than, I was doing a little kind of free thinking last time, as we head into the season, be a little bit more calculated about things. And so, firstly, we're going to take a quick squiz at the Battlecruiser hulls available in 1925. Alright, so I'm just going to use some screenshots for this one, just because it's easier to flick between them than it is doing it in engine. So we're going to look through the best battlecruiser hulls that each nation can use in 1925, essentially starting at the worst and getting better. So who can we discount right off the bat? Well, Austro-Hungary here only gets access to Battlecruiser 2, a paltry 30,000 tons, probably the weakest hull available out there for battlecruisers in this time period. Next up we have the US, who has access to Battlecruiser 3, so a step up from 1, but still, or sorry, from 2, but still not very good. And the same boat is France. They use essentially the same Battlecruiser 3 hull. 33,000 tons, not the best option out there. Then we've got the kind of middle of the pack, if you will, and I think there's maybe 4 countries that have the same here, and they all use this similar Battlecruiser 5 hull, coming in at 45,000 tons. So we've got the Soviets, we've got the Italians, we've got the Spanish, and we've got the Chinese, all using the same hull, same weight. So I suppose that's maybe your median hull for this era, if you will. And then that leaves us 3 who are a little bit different and probably where we're going to land. So first up, we've got the German Battlecruiser 5 hull, so they get their own hull shape. It looks to be a little bit bigger, although the displacement is essentially the same. But you might be able to fit in a few more guns for your money here, so that's one to consider. Then next up, you've got the Japanese. Now this one's interesting because, again, it's slightly lower displacement, but not by much, by a rounding error. But the really interesting factor here is you see these little points here. These are all casemate positions. And it's only Battlecruisers to really have this number of casemates, and so that means you can bring on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think, on each side, 8-inch guns without impacting your deck space. It's a real strong contender, and I know through the Discord chat that a number of other YouTubers have ended up going with this design. And then the other one out there is the British, because they get Battlecruiser 6, so it goes up to 50,000 tons, and as you see, has quite a lovely amount of deck space for us to play around with. So really, I think for us it's going to come down to either the British Battlecruiser 6 or the Japanese Battlecruiser 5. And I'm not sold exactly which one of the ways best to go off the top of my head, so I think what I'm going to do is probably build them both, and then we'll see which one we like the best of. Alright, so let's jump back into the game menu, and then we can build those. Alright, so let's do a rough and ready layout for both of our British and our Japanese, and then we can kind of see what they think we're going to look like. So without finessing it too much, let's stick on, oh, that's giant. Alright, let's stick on a main tower, let's stick on a secondary tower. Again, it's flipping massive. What do I want in terms of main guns? Centerline guns, if you will. Size, but I do like 16 is a nice, it is a nice, what do you call it, gun size. Now if we go from the 3 to the 4, where's my firing time again? That's quite a big step up. 210 seconds versus 160, so it's like an extra 30% firing time for an extra 30% barrels. Interesting. So you're not really getting more. You don't really get more shots off, to be perfectly honest. Interesting. I mean, you're firing bigger salvos, so you're more likely to hit a shell out of a given salvo. But let's maybe just stick with the triples for just now. Again, I'm just going to throw some of these on here. Let's put them. We need to stick one at the front. We could do one in the middle. We could potentially do two at the back. Probably prefer to have two at the front and one at the back, as we tend to be sailing towards our enemies rather than away from them. So let's very quickly, again, I'm not going to worry about positioning and weights and all that kind of stuff, but I need a bigger one, please. Wide bet, tall bet. No, I want a... I'd like one. Is that big enough? Can I stick my 16-inch gun on here? Centerline gun, 16-inch, 3 barrels. Yeah, okay, cool, right. And then we can scoot you forward a little bit. Awesome, right now, so that's our main guns. We don't currently have any secondaries on here, and we do want secondaries. Now, probably, again, do I want 8s or I want to go down to 6s? Might be interesting if to go lots of HE 6 inches, and then keep my focus of my AP on my big guns and high explosive on my small ones. So maybe we'll think about something like that. We could do, what points can we use here? That's full, that's full. Can I put anything here? No, it's too big. Or maybe if I scoot this one back. How is my, still really heavy at the front, and putting more guns there probably isn't going to help. Probably want some torpedoes there. I don't know, let's see what we can do. I probably might want to put another 16 there, but just for argument's sake, say we don't, and we do something like that to give ourselves a lot of secondary firepower, and then we grab, I don't know, a torpedo launcher and we stick on something like, I could maybe even do something like that, right? And then we'll have like all the tertiary stuff we pop in around here, wherever it can go. Yep. Okay. So without finessing it too much further, this is what we're kind of looking like. 9 barrels of 16s. We've got 369. They're not gonna, okay. About 18 barrels of 6 inches and a couple of torpedo launchers. Needs a bit of work, not gonna lie. This was just our initial kind of thought. I really don't like that area of what this may look like. And then yeah, lots and lots of tertiary bits and bobs. Increase our oomph. And I do like the idea of keeping the torpedo launchers. I think it's a valuable thing to have. Okay, so if we're doing that, great. That's what that looks like. Now if we drop down to the Japanese, and we said we would like their Battlecruiser 5, please. Maximum displacement. Let's do the same thing. Again, we'll not finesse it too much. We'll do that in the kind of battle thing. Okay, you don't fit. You fit unless I increase the beam. Interesting. Alright, we'll plonk you down there. Again, I need to look at exactly which one of these I want, but just for argument's sake, we'll do that for just now. Let's stick with the same triple 16-inch guns, if and you please. One there, and yes, we fire down a barbette. Which one do we use? Something like this. For that, we'll keep back with the triple 16s, put them on top. Can you please? No? Gun, centerline gun, 16s, triple. Oh, there we go, I'd pick the side. Okay, it looks pretty good. Then, of course, we've got all the casemates, so you can go, well, I would like 1,000,000 casemates. And we don't have to do 8s, we could go down to 6s. But then we can also stick on a bunch of tertiary firing 6 inchers as well. These are quite chunky turrets, actually. I know, we could do like could almost do something like that, and then still have room for a bunch of 4-inch torpedoes. I've not put any funnels on. Ah, oops, I forgot about that. Okay, but very clearly, we are getting a lot more barrels because we have all these casemates, which is really what makes this one quite a strong contender. And it's probably why I'm going to join my compatriots in picking it. Because I just think, even with 6,500 less tons, we're just getting a little bit more bang for our buck. Now, the only other thing you would say is, well, okay, things like resistance. So your resistance is 77. The British one... It's actually less. It's a 68 resistance. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. So that's not even another tick in Britain's favour. So I think, yeah, I think the Japanese Battlecruiser 5 with the casemates, this is what we're going for. Awesome. Right, let's jump into... No, before we jump into the battle, I'm going to talk about who we're fighting. So again, this comes down to, in 1935, who's got what in terms of battleships. So Japan here can have, and it might not pick this hull, but can have up to 125,000 tons. Pretty frightening. Spain, 71,000 tons max here. China only has an experimental battleship, can only cap out at 55,000 tons. No points for guessing who we're going to be picking, by the way. Britain again, I'm surprised it's actually slightly smaller, 60,000 odd tons. France goes up to 95,000 tons. Germany's got 130,000 tons as a cap. US has got over 100,000 tons. And the Soviets are back down to about 70. So, yeah, as we've gone through this, there's a very clear winner in terms of, or I should say clear loser, in that China has only one option. So this is definitely the hull the AI is going to pick. And it's the smallest, caps out at 55,000 tons. So we are actually not going to be too dissimilar in size. You know, we're going to have a displacement of 10,000 tons essentially. So that's who we're going to pick. We're going to pick in China. Great. Let me jump into our custom game setup. So we've said we're going to go as Japan, 1925. I'm going to nerf the range here. One, because I want to try and utilize my torpedoes. And two, means we can maybe focus on a large array of secondaries and tertiaries and maybe do some structural damage in addition to our big guns. But I also think they might have the edge in terms of tech, even with it being China for like accuracy, etc. So it might be useful to be in nice and close and just have a really short knife fight. And obviously the winning metric here is time. So let's do weather clear, daytime, let's just go during the day. Awesome. Right, now we want to design our ship. We will do always for shared designs. I haven't got any 35 battleships, so the AI will do that. And we're going to design ourselves our Japanese battlecruiser. Awesome. Right, I think we said we're going to use this secondary tower. Let's just fire some of these things on. And we can worry about exact placement. A funnel. Fire that in the middle. It's probably going to eat one of our gun positions. Main guns, we want some 16s. And I'll get us to thereabouts, and I'll probably finesse it off camera. We'll fire that one in. There, I would like my barbette. Oh, here we go, big superimposed barbette. That's the one we wanted. That looks nice. Oh, I went up to 4 there. Didn't mean to do that. Stick with our triple barrels. Did I put my casemates in? And maybe you could say, well, actually, let's go. We could go for a lower casemate caliber. I might do that if there's weight concerns. You know, because your rate of fire 5 rounds a minute versus 2.5. So you almost get twice as many 6-inch shots out as you do 8 inches. That's tempting. And we just go for the pepper them with HE approach while hopefully doing some AP damage with our big guns. Interesting. Really interesting, actually. Let's try that. Let's try and have lots of firing secondaries and tertiaries. Okay, speed. As ever, I wouldn't mind being able to go a little bit faster, although we're pretty close, so maybe it's not the most crucial thing in the world. But that does hurt my engine efficiency a little bit, so we may need... Do I really want to go double funnels, or would I rather just go a little bit slower? Maybe we'll make do with 27 knots. Oh, I should do that. You destroyed my tower. Okay, and here maybe we can get away with double funnels. Whether it's worth it or not is maybe a bit of a secondary question. Oh, and I've got things to improve over here, because cost isn't an issue. So there we go. We can improve our fuel. Let's go 28 knots. Easy peasy, 29. Okay, that seems like a reasonable place for just now. Range, I'll keep it in the middle because those should be a quick engagement. So let's nerf our range. I'll save a little bit of weight. I do need to move around weights and things, but I also want to put in some secondaries. Again, I think we're going to go for some of these bad boys. I need more weight in my rear. Is that? You don't like what it is. Still too much. Let's maybe move this back. That's better. I feel like that's a bit of wasted deck space. Hey ho. So we wanted another tripler of these, I think. So it's not as much. I think we had 3 sets of these on the British one, and we have dropped down to 2. But we do have all our casemates as well, which more of them makes up for it. And then let's just see where we can sneak in some of these. Let's go and get a bow here. Might be good though. Okay, that's a pretty aggressive torpedo broadside we've got there. I like it. Oh, we can even do ones there as well. You go on both sides? You did not. Alright, I'll get rid of you. I don't like them being lopsided. Okay. And then let's look at probably 4-inch doublers. I can then... Are you guys anywhere? No? 4-inch singlers? Okay, what about 3-inch? Well, I don't understand why you're in the way of this. Let's scoot you forward one. Don't understand. Okay, so put some 2 inches in here. We'll just go for the double barrel 2 inches, I think. Yeah, no, just add a little bit of something. You guys can't go there for blocking. That's kind of in the way. I put something on that barbette. 10-line guns, 16 inches, triple. Oh, hello. Okay, yeah, I'll take another one of those. Perfect. How are we doing? Engine's fine. Aft offset weights a little bit. That's no problem. I can just scoot these things forward. And keep doing that whenever we want to balance it. Pitch is a little bit. I'm a little bit pitchy. Fine. And then I just wanted to finish putting out every one of these I could get my greedy little hands on. I think that. Oh, no, there's some more points here. Perfect. Okay. What do we want around this way? And so the only thing I really care about is weight rather than cost. What did that do to me? 32, 31. So it actually makes me slightly heavier. Probably lets me go a bit faster. Yeah, actually lets me go much faster. And we might consider that, because then it could maybe get up to 32. Alright, I'll bear that in mind. Auxiliary engine, I'm not sure we need one of these. Turbo engines, I think these do improve our weight overall. Yeah, and just by a scooch. Turning's pretty good. Engine weight is pretty bad. But that's not a lot of weight, so I'll happily keep that. Right, we would like the most modern armor we can get our hands on. Barbette. Heavy weight, encasement weight. More cost, doesn't really matter. Less flash fires would be bad. That would essentially end our playthrough. Or our mission. I'll take a little bit of anti-torp. I'm not really expecting them to have torpedoes. But we'll take it. Wouldn't mind a double bomb. Let's go for reinforced bulkheads. Let's go for best anti-flood. Let's take some citadel armor. Oh, let's go crazy because we seem to have a lot of weight here. Okay. So we're actually fairly well protected. What do I want here? Do I want more HE penetration or do I want more fire? Thing is, these things don't penetrate at all, but we could just burn them out. And then for our AP, we want much more penetration, really. Or to try and get more damage and up the HE penetration. What is our penetration for our 6 inches at the moment? Oh, I don't want that. Let's have a look. Oh, let's change our propellant out. We'll stick in cordite. And we'll move up to TNT 3. So we are getting through up to 12 inches of belt. Wow. Even on incendiary. Now that's obviously a perfect straight on hit. You're not going to get that. It's not going to punch through a lot of this, but actually that's not terrible. And we should be able to punch through a lot of his non-belt armor. So maybe we do just keep them on the HE. Let's go standard ratio for our main shells. I'm going to probably focus AP on those. Although, to be honest, at close ranges, I suspect our big guns are going to punch through his armor anyway. Yeah. Oh no, that's AP. I'm talking nonsense. That's AP penetration. HE penetration is almost nothing. Fine. That's what more in line with what I actually expected. We are going to focus our main guns on AP. Our second, yeah, we'll just put these on HE now. We'll just try and cause a lot of structural damage and maybe burn them out. I don't want that. I just want to try and go for the AP damage. Oh, that's an interesting one. No, I think we'll go for the... He says confidently when changes it. If I went up to this, so you know you're getting through 15 inches of belt with your HE. Does that matter on my 6 inches here? 2.57. I just feel like it's not... Still not that much. So why don't we just focus on going... incendiary with our secondaries and try and start fires. Let's do this. Can I have bigger torpedoes? 20 seems to go with it. Can I go up to 22? Some parts are badly placed. You. And drop you down to a 3-tuber. Or can I just squeeze it out? I know, I'll squeeze it 4, that's fine. Cool. And you guys need to be shuffled a little bit. Oh, I might need to actually drop the number of tubes here. Okay, so we end up with one less tube, but they're much bigger punch, which is fine. I wouldn't mind better turning. On weight, we're pretty close on weight. You did go up to a bit of enhanced, bit of hydroelectric, a little bit of something. But we do need a really good rangefinder. Not so much long range. So maybe go for a coincidence rangefinder. We get an RDF? We can. And I don't, well, I don't need acoustics, but let's grab it if we can, because it'll help us with our torpedo detection. Right, we're almost 100% weight. Things are looking pretty darn good. We just have to play around with our armor. Yeah. I think up to 12-inch main belt, maybe. Let's bring the deck down on the expectation that we're so close we're not going to have much in the way of plunging fire. I wouldn't mind a bit more of a chunk in my belt. Citadel armor, okay. Deck, let's just get rid of the deck. That's deck. Sure, you can maybe an inch deck, just for say. Turret armor, again, I would like that to be a bit thicker. 6-inch guns, yeah. Although the top shouldn't really matter, because again, we're not anticipating too much in the way of plunging fire. And the casemate's coming up to 6 and up. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. How much have I got? A little bit. Can I squeeze half an inch out of my belt? Maybe. Can if I do that. Okay, we can do that. 12-inch main, 7-inch 4.5 belt. Deck's a little bit light, but again, that should be fine. Squeeze a few extra points of an inch. Oh, up to 13. Alright, sweet. And I think we're going to call that good enough. Pretty beefy. Hopefully we can get some good torpedoes hits. Oh, training veterans, always. And, oh, I kind of wouldn't mind standard accommodation, which is poop. Okay, let's squeeze. Well, maybe just come down to 3 inches on our deck. There we go. Sorted. Again, not expecting much in the way of plunging fire. And there we have it. Oh, I don't have a name for this. There we go. Right, well, I'd say we give this one a go. So, 16-inch guns, focus at AP, lots of 6 inches, we're going to focus on HE, and then we've got some torpedoes to hopefully pop a hole in it. And we're going to start nice and close. We've got a bit of speed. Let's see how quickly we can get the job done. Okay, we are in the battle, and I paused it as soon as I got in, but as you can see, we've already fired our first round. We are ridiculously close. They are heading towards us, which is actually pretty excellent, because this should allow us to need our torpedoes. I'm going to put you on to save for just now, just to let us get... I don't want to waste them, although we have quite a lot. But I feel like this is going to be a pretty key element. What are we up against? We don't really know yet. So let's just hit the play button. I think this is going to be a very quick fight, to be honest. Right. Splashy splashy. Gonna spin around this way. And we just want to get our turn off before we get damaged. Blocking is good. Let's see if we can get around. Oh, I need to change things. You should be on AP. You should be on HE. Okay. Oh, torpedo pit already. Okay, they're off. They're off. They're all off. Look at that. Oh. I think that's it, kind of done. That was wildly easy, and then what was that? Less than, no, it was 1 minute and 4 seconds. All right, easy. I kind of expected a bit more of a fight than that. All right, what do you want? Let's have another go. Since that was wildly easy, and let's see. We'll keep it. We're going to launch again. I'm going to turn my torpedoes off this time, and see if we can do it. So that one's locked in at our 1 minute and 4 seconds. I think it was. It's a sinker. Victory done. And then we're just going to come in here, turn you off, and we'll see how we get on. Again, let's use AP for main guns, HE for secondaries. And let's see how we get on. See our turrets moving around there. Tunk, 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 tunk. We are sitting low in the water though. Bong, 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 bong. No, there they go. She's already having a bad day. That is a wonky looking design. Told you, China, it's the way to go. Ships like trash. Alright, let's kick speed. I wanted to identify and know exactly what's going on. Oh, a torpedo! That was my groovy moves. How do we have not identified this thing yet? I mean, we're taking a little bit of a beating. We've got a couple of fires on board. A few damages to our guns. These torpedoes are really just a bit of a liability now they're sitting on deck. And we are having a much harder time up against it. Oh, that was a good hit though. So what's she's only 30,000 tons, so we are heavier than her. She's rocking 12.5-inch guns versus 16s, and a load of 5-inch semis versus 8-inch. So I mean, yeah, I wonder what the prices are like. We out-ton her, we outgun her, even without the torpedo nonsense. This was always going to be a pretty one-sided fight. And there she goes. Easy peasy. Even no torpedoes we did in less than 4 minutes. Poof. I'd be interested to know how much is your ship worth? I'm guessing not that much. 408 million. Oh, we're actually cheaper. Surprised by that, considering how trash you are. Alright, well there we go. Anyway, so yeah, we'll lock that in. That was a lot of build up for a very quick end, but there you go. That's life sometimes. We locked in for a while. It was 1 minute and 4 seconds. If I'll have to double check the recording, but that's what I think it is. And I think that's got to be a pretty good a good chance of getting in with some points. But yeah, anyway, I hope you're enjoying this kind of re-kick off to the series. As ever, appreciate your thoughts on all these episodes, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheerio for now.